right, guys. So
Change of scenery.
yeah,
from
we
our
changed
last
it up
video.
a little bit. So this time we're going to talk a little bit about intermittent fasting with flexible dieting and if it fits your macros.
So if you guys look, so if you YouTube intermittent fasting, or if you YouTube or Google intermittent fasting, you're going to find so much stuff on it. And I'm going to tell you a reason kind of why I do it. And do I think it's something that is beneficial? I do. For myself, it helps me out. But this kind of goes back towards if it works for you or not. So
I can't do
it. For me, it's something I don't do CrossFit, so I'm not physically taxing myself all the time. I work a 9-to-5 job, so that's most of my day. Most of my day is 9 to 5. So intermittent fasting helps me keep some of the calories out of the day that I'm basically just standing there, that I'm not really using calories. But for somebody like him, you can
I don't got the balls to do it.
Right.
Really. I eat like he has a window whenever he eats throughout the day, and when I wake up, I can't wait to eat. Like my stomach hurts really bad. So,
but it basically shows you if you want to try it. Now, if you're a person that is doing CrossFit, or you're doing something really, really taxing. Now, if you're doing bodybuilding and you're doing, like for me, like I was just talking about leg day. Like if I try to fast till 12 on leg day, I know I need to break my fast early because I can just feel that like I need food.
Yeah.
But for somebody that if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're watching this video, I would recommend try it out. Try intermittent fasting out and see how it works for you. Still follow the if it fits your macros plan, but try intermittent fisting. Intermittent fisting. Try it out. It may hurt. But try intermittent fasting out and see how it works for you. Like when you're fisting at work. When you're fasting at work and say so with fasting you can drink anything 0 calorie. I recommend not doing anything with artificial sweeteners because I've seen just different studies saying that it still stimulates your brain in certain aspects.
Yeah, you don't want just drink water.
Drink water. You can drink black coffee. You can drink tea.
Coffee's a big deal.
Anything like that
Changes a lot.
But one thing with intermittent fasting is when you said drink water. Drink water. I found myself falling into whenever I first started doing intermittent fasting that since I wasn't thinking about eating, I wasn't thinking about drinking water. I would drink coffee, and I was so dehydrated, and I didn't realize that until I'd get a migraine. And I'm like, why am I getting migraines? It's because I was dehydrated.
That's a big thing. Like, for me, I drink so much coffee, it's sick. Like, I have a problem. I need to, as a performance athlete, or just, like, that's my training methodology is CrossFit, and I need so much more water than I know whenever I need it, because I'm so dehydrated. I pant like a dog when I work out. It just changes everything. Like, I don't cramp up whenever I drink enough water. So just the more water that I drink, and I have a goal of a gallon a day. You guys probably hear that all the like. That's like the.
I would say that's a minimum that somebody should be drinking is a gallon.
I think everybody should drink a gallon a day. Like just
it's
throughout the day,
health.
just for your health purposes. Like there's no like purpose for your health purposes. Like I just think that I feel better on at least a gallon a day. And if you're at less than half of a gallon a day, you need to drink water.
Like I'm sure if you Google it, there's like so many different factual information on it.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to say, and just is, we're not fucking doctors, but the knowledge is so available to anybody.
Joe bought a $13 book today that explains everything you need to know about.
I went to Barnes and Nobles. There was a book on sale about the human body, $13, and there's probably enough. There's probably the amount of knowledge in that book that you would pay for a $5,000 college credit class. Now, I'm not going to get a piece of paper that says I took the class for it.
No,
but I'm going to get knowledge.
Those are some things that we've done. Like, we've read books. We've looked at articles online. We've tried a lot of dumb things, like we said in the last video, like 0-carb diet. But it's just trial and error, and we do our best.
You can't follow a 0-carb diet and eat one of these. If you're not eating these,
if you have carbs,
what's wrong with you?
Lenny and Larrys,
bro.
But like we said, just going and learning, just try to do things. I like to look at the people who've already accomplished a lot of things in the health and fitness industry, and then research a little bit about what they did, and if it works, then it works. Or if it sounds like it's something that might not work for me, just based on my schedule or my lifestyle or the way that I eat. Like somebody might succeed a lot on a high fat, high protein diet. I won't, just because my primary energy source is carbohydrate. So
And what
intermittent fasting,
yeah, like intermittent fasting, it helps with my life.
it wouldn't help with me because
it will not help with him
because I wake up in the morning and my stomach churns, and before I go to bed I eat.
Mm-hmm.
I eat all throughout the day, and
you need to, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to do what you do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to like feel good training.
Uh-huh.
But then again, I do around my training, just because I've practiced a lot, is like I've timed my meals. Okay, like 2 hours. Like I like to train on a semi-empty stomach, so I'll eat 2 to 3 hours before my first training session. And that brings us to the question of like, I've had some of my current nutrition clients ask me, do you ever feel super hungry an hour after you eat? And I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry all the time. Like I love food. Like I love food. I love eating.
That's never going to change.
No, it's never going to change.
Yeah.
And I feel very satisfied when I eat. When I eat, I'm good for like...
You should. The food that you eat should make you, should satisfy you.
Yeah,
you
I don't
shouldn't
feel starving
be eating
ever.
bland-ass meals of rice and broccoli. And because, honestly, when it comes down to 90% of it, doing this or following any kind of diet plan, whatever you call it, it's for happiness in yourself and being happy.
Yeah. So we don't only eat for pleasure, we eat for results, but we get that pleasure factor because we do flexible dieting, and he does intermittent fasting, which works for him with a timing window. And but we don't eat solely for the purpose of pleasure. But
like show me somebody that eats chicken breast and white rice every single day. That is, I want to see their mental status.
Yeah.
I want to see how they are mentally and see how focused they are. They have to be foggy as hell.
I mean, we were.
Yeah, we've been there.
I didn't enjoy what I was eating. I did anything I could to salt everything I was eating.
Fucking
tuna, broccoli.
You're telling me that we were talking, and remember, we were talking, and I was like watching a hockey game.
Yeah, I remember Joe one day was telling me, like, he texted me and he was eating a pack of tuna watching a hockey game.
Yeah,
just
like,
feeling miserable.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because we wanted to cut weight, we wanted to see our abs, we wanted to be shredded. Now
that's
it's like
another
completely
thing
different.
That I want to say is, if you follow intermittent fasting, you follow a routine, you'll get abs. Abs will come, but that should not
the end
be
goal.
Yeah,
like, it's not.
Abs are so overrated. Like, they're not.
Unless your sport is aesthetics and that's all you want is to look good, then that's wonderful.
And you better be getting paid to be aesthetic, because looking super lean all the time, like, you have that from what you've done, but for somebody doing bodybuilding that's super lean all the time, it's so unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because to do what they do, to be that lean, there's got to be something. You can't be having a Lenny and Larry's cookie in your diet.
Would you do something like that?
So what's wrong with you?
Why would you do that? Like, why would you want to be that lean and not be able to eat cookies?
Like, what?
So we can eat cookies and we can get lean. And then the only thing we have to do is he could change his timing window with intermittent fasting, and we could change the numbers.
Yeah, it's such a work. I can work with it. So if I want to basically have the reason I have my first meal at 12 is because of my job. I'll say that straight up. Mm-hmm. Because my job, I normally work in the morning, and as 12 o'clock comes around, that's like my lunchtime, and that's when I can eat. So that's when I break my fast.
Yeah.
So if I want to fast a 15-hour fast, I think it's right. It's I cut my last meal up at 9 o'clock.
At night?
Yeah. So basically, if I want to do a 15-hour fast,
you could.
That's what. But you can play with it if you want to try it.
Try it out, man. Like, people think that the first time that they're gonna do it, they're gonna get it. It's like, no, you're not gonna get it. I've bombed out completely, and I've found something that works really well for me, which is this. Like, I've purchased templates, like diet templates that are like, eat this amount of macros at this time and eat this amount of macros at that time, and here's different templates for whenever you train throughout the day. So not only is it focusing on timing, it's focusing on the amount that you take in and at what time you take it in. And I've bombed out because I don't have control based on my training schedule, based on my work schedule, because I coach at a CrossFit affiliate. I don't really have the flexible time to make sure that I eat at these specific times because I don't meal prep. Like, I'll be honest, I don't meal prep. Like, and I don't need to, because all I do is measure my food before I eat it. If it fits my macros, then I eat it.
Honestly, I meal prep if I can.
Yeah, I mean,
for me, just because it's easier for me to. So the reason why I do is because I'm so surrounded, which 90% people are, of bad influences. I'm so surrounded of just going and getting chicken wings and stuff like that. Near your work, and I'll blow my macros out of the water. So for me,
it's kind of a responsibility, accountability thing.
Even if I take my own chicken wings, or I take my own carbohydrates, I know what I'm eating, I know what I'm putting in, it's easier for me to track, and it's easy for me to stick to my numbers.
Yeah, so like I know the food that I have at home, and I can wait and suck it up and wait till I get home until I get better food. Joe has a pretty busy job where he doesn't get to go home back and forth, so he has to prepare his stuff in advance, bite the bullet, be a little bit disciplined, because that's where people start to fall off. So just be accountable for yourself, and he gets it done.
But if you take food with you to work that is satisfying, then you'll be fine.
Yeah,
I can remember taking fucking tuna packets to work, tuna packets and white rice to work, and then you're sitting there eating it, and you're thinking, my God, there's an Arby's right down the road, or there's a Chipotle right down there.
Yeah, make it something like if you meal prep, make it something that you're gonna enjoy, and that it fits your macros. And there's tons of things to do. I mean, Pinterest is out there.
Yeah, Jesus, Pinterest has so much stuff.
Pinterest, be careful though, because they have some bad recipes. They have really bad recipes.
Really?
It's real bad. Like, yeah.
Like what?
Leah and I tried to make the bloomin' onion.
So, like the onion that opens up and you rip off and dip?
Yeah, so we tried to make that. We tried to make the shrimp from
this onion probably tastes like shit.
It was awful. It was completely awful. So what we did was we just went and bought pizza.
There's nothing wrong with pizza.
No, there's nothing wrong with pizza. If it fits, like if it fits your macros.
If it fits, if it doesn't fit, try to fit it.
Try to fit. Wait all day to fit it. Wait all day until nighttime.
Seriously,
to fit
bro. If you want a Lenny and Larry's, just
wait
make sure you fit whatever you add throughout the day.
Make it the first thing you eat in the morning. Make it a Lenny and Larry's cookie.
Leave room for this, or make it the first thing, and then just eat around it.
Eat around,
but fit one in.
I will probably eat around a Lenny and Larry's.
They don't sponsor us either, so we're not sitting here just promoting this because we get paid. I wish we got paid on the.
My first Lenny and Larry's was in a wad box. My girlfriend bought me a subscription to wad box, and then this is probably the best thing I've ever gotten in a wad box. So. Back to...
Let me think of my first Lenny and Larry's, because I'd like to bring up a topic. I think my first Lenny and Larry's was... it was. I was working in Morgantown. That's when I was driving far distances. And that was kind of the time where I kind of fell off. Was working down there. I've been stressful, and I wasn't tracking my macros. I probably had a Chick-fil-A sandwich with like 30 grams of fat, and I walked over to Vitamin World, and I seen two smiling little faces on the top of a cookie wrapper, and I was like,
change your life.
Well, shit, Lenny and Larry's all natural, vegan, it must be good. So I bought it.
And
I ate it. Went over my macros. But fuck, like it was worth it. For that
just
time.
you gotta believe it. Yeah. It just says the complete cookie facts.
You believe in Lenny and Larry's, and you'll get results.
That's the one thing that I can testify to is like if you believe in the label, it's right. Like it's good. Yeah, it's good. But like out there's tons of stuff. If you believe it, like on the internet.
Well, that'd be one thing though. I do want to say on Lenny and Larry's, and if you check on my channel, I hit on that in one of my videos. Gym motivation and cookies is like a Lenny and Larry's cookie. I think when I ate it the first time. Probably the first 3 times. I thought it was 1 serving per cookie. And I'm like, how the macros in this cookie are so, like, how's this only 190 calories?
You gotta watch the serving size.
What is this made out of? And then somebody showed me, they're like, let me see that. And they're like, Joe, there's 2 servings per container. And I was like, shit. I ate 2 cookies.
Serving sizes are a big deal.
Yeah.
Like a really big deal.
Yeah.
So you have to be conscious of that. Like,
if they're using, like, MyFitnessPal, that's not always 100% either.
No.
You need to make sure that you, if you use MyFitnessPal or any kind of macro tracking, food tracking app, that what you're eating is actually legit. I remember I was watching a YouTuber actually, and he was tracking his stuff, and he said, follow me on MyFitnessPal. So I watched one of his videos. I followed him on MyFitnessPal, and I saw that he was putting in Quest bars. And he put a Quest bar in his macros that had 2 grams of carbs. And I was like, bro,
show me that.
I was like, there's no Quest bar 2 grams of carbs. So I messaged him, and I said, hey, I want to let you know. He was trying to lean down, and he wanted to be a bodybuilder. Right. I just want to let you know that Quest bar that you posted, and he had went over his carbs. But that Quest bar that you posted, I said, bro, that's not 2 grams of carbs. Like, you fucked up. You picked the wrong one. And he's like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Saving people's lives is a hero.
Bro. the gains, the shreds, man. I helped him out.
You just got to be careful reading those nutrition labels because they get you. You know, you see 4 grams of fat, but there's 2 servings. That's 8 grams of fat. You know, that's a lot of that could be a Lenny and Larry's or not a Lenny and Larry's. You know?
Yeah. You better make sure you leave room for one of those because.
And back to what we were talking about, kind of like about the meal prepping is like, if you make time, like he makes time to meal prep, so that might work for him, and he's probably experimented that for a while.
It still sucks though.
Like,
I'm still gonna say like meal prepping is not fun.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's easy ways to do it, but like,
he holds himself accountable and he does what it takes. So at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself and be honest with yourself. Like, do I want to do what it takes? And especially, we were talking about the pleasure factor of food. Like, he's not really tempted by the things around him just because, you know, he makes good food. He makes something that he enjoys eating. He doesn't just go sweet potato veggie chicken or sweet potato veggie fish, whatever you want to do.
Which I could.
He could, and he could get his macros and
I've
eat
been there.
maybe more food, but he chooses to do something that's going to make him savor what he eats in that allotted intermittent fasting time domain at work, so that he doesn't have the craving to go to Chick-fil-A
and fucking blow it out
and completely bomb out.
Eat a box of Lenny and Larry's cookies.
And eat a box.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it, really.
Yeah.
Like, just be accountable. Intermittent fasting, that window, seems like it might work for you just based off of your situation. And, like, for me, it doesn't work just because I don't have the time. So
I would say from Lenny and Larry's, fit it in your macros.
Fit it in there.
Try it out. Lenny and Larry's, if you see this, sponsor us.
Thanks, guys. Comment, like, subscribe. We're going to post our Instagrams at the bottom.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's an oatmeal raisin.
Oh, my God.
So.
And you know what? One last thing. I see somebody posted on my Instagram that they had an oatmeal raisin Lenny and Larry's cookie and they didn't like it because it was dry. If there was a batch that was bad, they fixed it. Because that's not dry.
That's not dry.
And that's been open. I opened that earlier. So, like,
it's been open for hours.
Yeah. It's not dry. So if you're watching this and you're like, the oatmeal raisin are dry, they fixed it. They listened. If somebody told them it was dry, they listened to it and they fixed it because it's fucking delicious. Yeah. But I think that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's going to be in the description box. Our Instagrams is going to be in there. Individual YouTube channels if you want to check us out.
Check it out. Like, subscribe, tell us what you think. We're going to be posting more information about nutrition, stuff like that. Any way that we could really help just based off of our experience.
And if you know somebody that
trial and errors, really,
would like to watch something like this and they maybe need help in subjects that we cover, show them the channel, send them a link, and just have them email us too.
Yeah, and you can send us like some questions that you want us to answer. We'll do it on our Instagram. We'll reply to Instagram stuff. We'll reply to YouTube stuff. So just shoot us whatever you want, and we'll have fun because this is pretty fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.